everyone, my name is Abigael Rendon from BSED English 2A, and for today we will discuss about the historical background of the Chinese literature. As it says, Chinese literature reflects the political and social history of China and the impact of powerful religions that came from within and outside the country. Its traditions go back thousands of years and has been often inspired by philosophical questions, basically about the meaning of life, how to live ethically in society, and how to live spiritual harmony with the natural order of the universe. So, the first dynasty we will discuss is the Shang dynasty. Shang dynasty happened around 1600 BC, and during this time, the people practiced a religion that based on the belief that nature was inhabited by many powerful gods and spirits. So, this time, the early Chinese believe in many gods. They worship individual gods whom they believe control the sun, moon, stars, rivers, and even mountains. They also have this supreme god whom they called Shangdi, who took personal interest with the world and its people. They also believe that their priests should communicate directly with Shangdi. Among the significant advances of this period was first the bronze working. Around 1600 BC, Shang craft workers in the city of Tianxi made an important discovery. They learned to mix tin and copper that produced a beautiful and strong metal called bronze. It was quite more valuable because it was much stronger than tin or copper. And as some proof, archaeologists have found in Anyang, some pots, bronze plates, ceremonial vessels, and many more. Also in these dynasties, they also have a decimal system and of course a 12-month calendar and writing consisting of 3,000 characters. So the Shang dynasty was first the invent the writing. So the second dynasty we will discuss is the Zhou dynasty. This was all the longest of all dynasties, and throughout most of this period, China suffered political disunity and upheaval. So it happens around 1100 BC to 221 BC. So this era was also known as the Hundred Schools period because of the many competing philosophers and teachers who emerged, the most influential among them being Lao Tzu, the proponent of Taoism, and Confucius, the founder of Confucianism. So Lao Tzu stressed freedom and also the simplicity and the mystical contemplation of nature, whereas on the other side, Confucius emphasized a code of social conduct and the stress of the importance of discipline, morality also, and knowledge. He is also famous in his sayings and advice. The teachers practices what he teaches and then teaches what he practices. The same thing with the do not do to others what you don't want others do unto you. So those sayings are still applicable even time of now. So the literature in this era was first the Book of Songs. What is the Book of Songs? It is first compiled in the 6th century BC. It is the oldest collection of Chinese poetry and is considered a model of poetic expression and moral insight. So the Book of Songs is the oldest of Chinese poetry. It also says that the poems include court songs that entertain the aristocracy, story songs that recounted Zhou dynasty, legends, hymns that were sung in temples accompanied by dance and folks, and also with ballads. So although these poems were originally meant to be sung, their melodies have long been lost. So why? Maybe because it was as what is said, it is the oldest collection of Chinese poetry. So an example of the literature inside the Book of Songs is a piece of literature called O Oriole Yellow Bird. It says that, O Oriole Yellow Bird, do not settle on the corn, do not peck at my millet. The people of this land are not minded to nurture me. I must go home to my own land and kin. So it is told that this piece of literature was from a first point of view, And as we can see, the way that the speaker talks shows the emotions and feelings, like his or her is upset with his or her situation. And next one, we will proceed to the parables of ancient philosophers. So an example of the parables of the ancient philosopher is called the mixing axe. And before that, what is the parables of the ancient philosopher? It says that it illustrates the Taoist belief and the humanism of Chinese thought. In them can be seen the relativity of all things as they pass through man's judgment, the virtues of flexibility, and lastly, the drawbacks of material progress. So now we will discuss the mixing axe. A man whose axe was missing suspected his neighbor's son. The boy walked like a thief, looked like a thief, and spoke like a thief. But the man found his axe while he was digging in the valley, and the next he saw his neighbor's son. The boy walked like any other child. So in this piece of literature, Lao Tzu shows how a man is so easily to judge, because as we can see, when he lost his axe, he easily suspected his neighbor's son. And you can see that in his perspective, this boy walked like a thief, spoke like a thief, and looked like a thief. But suddenly, when he saw his axe while he was digging in the valley, his perspective changed. So, as from a thief, when he saw his neighbor's son, the boy walked like any other child. So, this piece of literature told us that we should not easily judge others based on just what we see. So to sum it all up, this is the historical background of the Chinese literature and the example of the literature inside of these dynasties. So that would be all, and thank you so much.